Just relax, Charlie Sheen. Wipe your nose, man.
I want the course correct knockoff. Let me have the Stansfield business back.
What? No, Effie can handle this Ivy League. You just stay in your lane.
Fine. Do this job, you can have it all.
Caucasian male, please come.
Thank you, sir.
Brayden's dark turn and next kill. This is one which has been a slow gradual build up across season 4. We saw him having Tariq's back at the warehouse towards the end of last season, and also holding it down at the beginning of season 4, when him and Tariq really had their backs against the wall. In the process, he's also been disowned by his family, which Robert Weston did warn could happen in season 3. His sister Rebecca's having a hard time integrating herself back into Stansfield, especially after the fallout from the Ponzi scheme, and well, frankly, Brayden's been slowly losing control as he begins to take this drug. He's been pillow talking to Elle about their drug operation, and relying on this drug to kind of ease the pain of all the shit that he's going through. But is it about time that they up the ante when it comes to Brayden's character? I definitely think so. I think this is the episode where Brayden really starts turning up the heat, which may actually cause more problems than solve problems. So, we're gonna run through all things Brayden Weston, his relationship with Tariq, him losing a loved one, his mindset, and the all-important question, will Brayden survive come the end of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4? Now, Brayden's antics in 406 was always going to cause issues. This drug that he now seems to be depending on during desperate moments seems to be his go-to, to kind of cope with everything that's going on around him. Everybody deals with hard times a little different. We've seen people turn to alcohol, other people shut themselves off to even their loved ones, others, they turn to drugs, whatever that may be, sleeping pills, depression tablets, or in Brayden's case, coke. But, as we all know, this was always going to cause an issue at some point, and even after his antics in 406, I still think we haven't reached the tip of the iceberg. However, what his antics in 406 did lead to was them being fired as promoters of Stansfield's group, no lie. Stokely came to Tariq's dorm room to tell them that they were fired, and as expected, we saw Tariq point the finger in Brayden's direction, as he should. Brayden was extremely reckless, especially because Elle knew about what they were doing behind the scenes, and we only have to ask the question, how did Stokely know that they were using no lie to sell their product? I think the answer is Elle, and we are going to come back around to her in just a moment. Now, Brayden knew that he screwed up, and so it was only kind of right that he fixed the mess that he caused. Sales were non-existent in regards to their merchandise, so he had to figure out another way of shifting their product, which is where Effie comes in. Now, just before we talk about Brayden making a deal with Effie, I do want to raise this point.
I was the one that was dealing drugs at Joe in Stansfield, not Tariq.
Brayden was kicked out of Stansfield for being the CEO of Course Correct, which was the app that they were using to sell drugs on Stansfield's campus. In open court, he admitted that he was a campus drug dealer. The Western name has also been disgraced in public, especially after the Ponzi scheme, but somehow Brayden is still not just walking around Stansfield's campus like nothing ever happened. He's back to selling drugs in the exact same place he was expelled from, and also now in the exact same way as Course Correct. They've gone round in a full circle back to Course Correct, when in my opinion, they should have started season 4 a lot more in the streets, make it make sense. But we're here now, with him needing to shift their product. What better way than to take the Course Correct knockoff from Effie's hands? And for Effie, Brayden was actually doing her a favour. She's getting closer to leaving Stansfield to go to Stanford in California, and she also wants out the game. So, it was actually a very easy decision on Effie's part. She would lose the income that Course Perfect makes, but I think she's weighed up the pros and cons. She's realised the risk far outweighs the benefits. For Brayden, he's probably wishing that he never got in the drug game either, because of the position that he finds himself in. But he's the one who made the decision, and now he has to live with it, just like Effie warned back in season 2.
Look, you found the game, okay? The game ain't find you. See, where I'm from, that shit comes straight to your front door, but you made a choice.
Now, one thing we can't knock when it comes to Brayden is his loyalty. Over the seasons, he has shown a lot of loyalty to Tariq, even above his own family, killing Lucas Weston, to even being in a situation that could have ended up with him being dead or in jail. But in 408, Tariq is going to need Brayden to have his back once again, because of the position he finds himself in under Detective Carter, and also because of the move that he now wants to make. He wants to kill Detective Carter. It's the only way to get out from under the thumb of someone who's controlling as him. We saw how controlling Milan was with Ghost back in power. He had people in his nightclubs. Milan was also in his home where his family were. He knew almost everything about Ghost, his life, his schedule, and also his business. His family are out the way in witness protection. Whether that remains the case for the rest of season 4, let's wait and see. But Tariq is going to need the help of Brayden to have his back when they make a move. Now, who they're exactly making a move on at this moment in time, And why? Who knows? It could be to do with their drug business, a favor for Noma, or I did mention the one way you can target Detective Carter is by targeting a weakness. They have to find a weakness that they can exploit when it comes to Detective Carter, where they can kind of get dirt on him. Or, for example, a family member that they can hold hostage, just like we've seen countless of times before in Power. But this is where I'm expecting Brayden to take the kill shot, pulling the trigger on someone who maybe they weren't supposed to kill. In one of the scenes that flashed by very quickly in the trailer for episode 8, we did see Tariq throwing his hands up in the air as if he wasn't happy. So maybe they weren't exactly supposed to kill whoever this is. Maybe Tariq wanted him alive or wanted to get some answers to some questions before they dealt with him. But now that he's gone, or soon will be, in my opinion, he's no good to Tariq. And this is where I do think we have to refer back to part of the official synopsis for Season 4. Season 4 will find Tariq St. Patrick and Brayden Weston against the world, as they form new alliances and find their way back into the game. But when Brayden starts flirting with a new, reckless lifestyle, Tariq wonders if there really is room for two at the top. Now it is the last part of the synopsis that we haven't seen yet in Season 4, Tariq wondering if there really is room for two at the top. But with what we're about to see in episode 8 from Brayden's character, is this when Tariq really starts to wonder whether Brayden is too far gone? Will Tariq begin to wonder whether or not Brayden's losing control because he's getting too high on his own supply, and now you have him here recklessly killing someone that they weren't supposed to kill? On that point as well, another reckless kill that we saw in part 1 was Salim Arshay Freeman, whose body still hasn't popped up, and I'm not too sure that it will with just 3 episodes left, but I did think it was just worth a mention. But on Brayden taking this kill shot, I wouldn't be surprised if it causes Tariq more problems, where he begins to consider whether he has to cut Brayden loose. So that's just a part of the synopsis we still haven't seen yet in Season 4, and it has to be coming soon. Now in episode 8, we're also going to see Brayden sitting beside someone in hospital. They've already made reference to Elle taking drugs and also her having sickle cell. In the synopsis for episode 8, it also teases an incident with Elle sends him off the deep end. So whatever happens with Elle, whether it's an overdose, whether she's having trouble with sickle cell, or what would really be dark, Tariq being behind it, there are so many ways they can kind of play this scenario. But however she ends up here, you can only assume it's only going to add to Brayden's character turning crazier. They didn't have Zion tease whether he was crazy like Tommy in part 1 for no reason, and the fact that we still haven't seen this side to him yet or seen him fully turn just yet, this has to be next. With Elle in hospital and whatever kind of incident puts her in this position, it's only going to add more fuel to the fire when it comes to Brayden. Now we did ask the same question when it came to Effie, Noma, Detective Carter, Drew and a few others, and I only think it's fair we do the same for Brayden. With us getting to the business end of the season, is it time for them to turn up the heat in terms of a major death or two? So with everything that we've been through in terms of Brayden's character, him losing his family, potentially losing a loved one, and maybe even losing his brotherhood and friendship with Tariq, especially when he begins to consider whether there's room for him and Brayden at the top, where does it leave Brayden's character? Genuinely, what does he have left? The Western name has already been disgraced, he's lost his family's investment firm, he's got kicked out of Stansfield for selling drugs. There's also a major incident with Elle coming up, and we're also going to see him pull the trigger, which may even cause more issues with Tariq. So, where do they genuinely take Brayden's character? I did mention before, Gianni was on TikTok Live a while ago, and he also did sound dead serious when he said he was done with his time on Power. Whether that means this chapter is just over for him, or whether his character could genuinely bite the bullet, let me know what you guys think. I do think we are going to be in for a huge twist going into episode 9 and 10, because when you look at all the teasers and images that they've shown us, we haven't seen anything from 9 and 10 just yet. In regards to my prediction for Brayden whether he survives, I think he probably will, because him just turning is just a start. Him turning crazy, they could have done so much with his character turning bloodthirsty if there was a season 5. But I'm not too sure whether I'll change my mind after watching episode 8, let's wait and see. With that being said, that's where we are where it comes to Brayden's character arc. Episode 8 will definitely be one where Brayden starts to turn up the heat, but what does that mean for his character going forward? Just how crazy is he going to become, and how much of a problem is he going to be for Tariq? Drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section, and as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.